Hello learners, welcome to class 10th at the first greetings and welcome you all. Well, I wish you a long life. Alright dear, let's see poem. Dear scholar, this time I have poem for you, Amanda by Robin Klein. Dear scholar, this is the picture of a young girl Amanda and next this is the picture of poet. Robin Klein is an Australian children writer. Alright, dear scholar, let's see what happened in this poem. Alright, dear scholar, now today in this poem we'll discuss two words, real word and fancy word. Alright, dear scholar, as you are watching, real word next, fancy word. Alright, fancy word is Amanda's word. Alright, fancy word means here Amanda's word. This scholar, you have also fancy word. Okay, as you might be knowing, Amanda is a young girl. Okay, she might be 13 or 14 years girl. Okay, 13 or 14 years old school going girl. Okay, let's see first fancy word. Okay, of Amanda. Amanda's word, fancy word. Fancy word means dear scholar, imaginative word. Alright, dear scholar, as you are watching here, Amanda. Okay, in the fancy word, this word is imagined by Amanda in her own mind. In her own mind. Alright, let's see in imagine word, she is happy. She is eating what? Chocolate. Alright, she is playing here barefoot without slippers as you are watching in this picture. Alright, well dear scholar, this part of this slide shows happy life of Amanda. Happy life of Amanda. Okay, and other hand, physical world. Okay, in the physical world, in the real world, Amanda is not happy. Alright, the first one word is here, instruction. Basically, in the physical world, Amanda perceived that there lot of instruction, okay, instruction, many works, no freedom, no relax, no peace, no joy. But in the fancy world, Amanda feels relaxed, Amanda feels joy, Amanda feels peace. According to Amanda, in the real world, physical world, she doesn't feel peace. She doesn't feel freedom. Alright, Amanda wants what dear scholar? Amanda wants freedom. Amanda wants freedom. She feels relaxed in this her fancy word. Fancy word is that imaginative word. Okay, the imaging of Amanda. She has designed this word in her own mind. The word is designed by Amanda in her own mind. Right, therefore she feels joy. She is free. Watch carefully, dear scholar. Amanda is here free to eat chocolate. To eat the chocolate. She feels peace. Alright. But in the real world, physical world, she feels suffocated. She doesn't feel what? Relax. She doesn't feel peace. She feels that in the real world, there is no peace, there is no joy. Alright? Well, in the physical world, she gets what? Instruction. She gets order. Alright? her mother speak that her mother ask her, okay, not to do that, do that, don't do that. So she feels suffocated, she feel no relax. She find relax where dear scholar in this fancy world, and this fancy world designed in her own mind where she feels relaxed. Alright, as you are watching here, smiley face. Smiley face, it means what? Amanda is very happy. Amanda feels glad in this fancy world. Alright, this one fancy word is that imaginative word that designed by Amanda in her own mind. This scholar she feels happy. Reason is that she is alone. She feels freedom. She is free to do everything. Alright. As you are watching, this is the picture of Rapunzel. Rapunzel is character. Rapunzel is a character. Okay, taken from fairy tale. This is the picture of mermaid. Okay, and this is the picture of tower. Watch carefully, dear scholar. There is peace. Okay, no orders, no instruction. Okay, Amanda is free in this fancy world. Alright, so she escaped from real world. She goes to fancy world. Alright, dear scholar, what does Amanda want? Amanda wants freedom, relax, feels. Therefore, again and again, she goes into fancy world or her imaginative world. Alright, dear scholar. Now moving on next. Next slide. Next slide. Poets. Okay. Robin Clay. This is the picture of poets. Robin Clay. Alright, dear scholar. Robin Clay is an Australian, okay, children writer. Let's look. Robin McLaughlin is well-known Australian author of books for children. She was born, okay, 28 Feb 1936 in Kempsey, New South Wales and New now resides near Melbourne. Let's repeat. This is the picture of Robin Clay. She was born on 28 Feb in Kempsey, New South Wales and now resides near Melbourne. Alright. Well, dear scholars, she was born on 28 Feb. Alright. Now moving on next slide. Well, now let's see theme of the poem. A good parentage is essential for a child's growth. It highlights the struggle faced by the child. Dear scholar, here we'll discuss the poem Amanda. Amanda, okay, she might be 9 or 10 years old, school going girls. Or you could say might be 13 or 14 years. Okay. The poet said that a good parentage is essential for a child growth. Means is here, yes, but love and care is very necessary. Love and care is essential for the child growth or for the child development. Alright. It highlights the struggle faced by the child. Right? Dear scholar, if the child, okay, doesn't get proper care, okay, what would be then? Obviously the child will become sad. Alright. Now moving on. Next. Okay, dear scholar, let's quickly revise. The poet said that love and care is essential for the child growth. Alright, let's see summary. Dear scholar, this is the picture of Amanda and her mom. Dear scholar, before starting the summary, I wish to tell, dear scholar, when you are in the age of 13 or 14, okay, many person they advise you, do this, don't do that. Okay, reason is that they advise you so that you could become a good person. Alright, same is here. Amanda mother, she is speaking to Amanda. She is correcting Amanda mistakes. Alright, let's see what happened in this poem. Dear scholar, this is the picture of poem and this is the picture of Amanda. Okay, a young girl of this poem. And this is the picture of her mother. Alright, let's see summary. The poem Amanda is about a small child whose parents are forever nagging her. Forever nagging her. Alright, what to do and what not to do. Dear scholar, Amanda. This poem is about a young girl named Amanda. She might be 13 or 14 years old, school going girl, or you could say might be 9 or 10 years. Alright. Her parents are forever nagging her, advising her again parents. Okay, her parents are saying that do this, okay, don't do that. It means what? They are correcting her mistakes. But Amanda doesn't like that. Someone again and again nag her. Alright. This frequent interference make her very unhappy. Dear scholar, her parents are continuously nagging her again and again. They are giving what? An order you could say, or instructing her. Do this, don't do that. The reason is that actually they want Amanda what? They want Amanda okay to develop good manners in her. Because sometimes your parent ask you don't do that, don't do this. Why? The reason is that actually your parents wants you to develop good habit or manner. Alright, dear scholar. Here in this poem, Amanda feels unhappy. Amanda feels sad when her mother nags her. She feels that she is not free to do anything that she wants to do. She wants freedom from all restriction. Dear scholar, Amanda, the young girl of this poem, she wants what? She wants freedom. Okay, like I love liberty, you love liberty. Liberty means, dear scholar, freedom. Amanda wants what? Liberty. Amanda wants freedom. She finds freedom is precious. Alright. She dreams to lead life of a mermaid. Dear scholar, this is the picture of mermaid. As you could watch here, half body human being and half this is tail is fish tail. This is mermaid. This is picture of mermaid. This is an imaginary creature. This is called Amanda. Okay, basically this poem about Amanda. She feel suffocated. Okay, in the real world. Okay, her parents are nagging her, instructing her, do this, don't do. So she feel unhappy. She feel irritated. She wants freedom. She wishes to live like a mermaid. She wishes to live like a mermaid. Alright, she need what? She wants peace. She doesn't feel relaxed in the physical world. Alright, I wish to show you physical world. Alright, going back. Let's quickly revise. Dear scholar, this is Amanda world. This is Amanda world where Amanda is free to do anything, whatever she wants to do. This is Amanda world, fancy world, designed by Amanda in her own mind. Here, in the fancy world, imaginative world, or you could say in her dream world, she feels relaxed, she feels joy, she feels peace, she feels freedom, she feels relaxed. But in the physical world, where her mother, okay, speak to her, do this, don't do, okay, she is being instructed by her mom, okay, her mother is continuously, okay, correcting her mistake. Therefore, she feels suffocated. She doesn't like. Again and again, someone nag her. Again and again, someone ordered her or scolded her. In the physical world, she feels what? No peace, no relax. She feels that there is no joy in the physical world. Alright, but in the fancy world that is designed by Amanda in her own mind, she feel happy, she feel freedom, she feel liberty. Alright, now I wish to show slides. Yes, this one. This is the picture of mermaid. Her wish to live like Amanda. Sorry, her wish to live like mermaid. Whose wish, dear scholar? Amanda wish. She wants freedom. Alright. Everybody like freedom. Alright. You like freedom. I like freedom. We don't like someone again and again say to us, do this, don't do that. Alright. Let's read next sentence. She feels that an orphan has more freedom than her. Yes, this is the picture of orphan. Orphan means you might be knowing. Okay, a child who doesn't have what? Parents. This is the picture of an orphan. Her wish to live like orphan. Alright. Bare feet, without slipper, walk in the streets. It means what? She wants freedom. She wants liberty. Alright. So she wishes that she wishes to live like orphan. Her wish is to live like mermaid. She imagines what? Life of mermaid. Okay, this is the picture of mermaid. Alright. Well, she imagines herself to be a mermaid. She also imagines herself to be an orphan child. Where in her own mind, in her fancy world, already a scholar, she has designed fancy world. She wishes to live in a fancy world. There she feels happiness. Alright. Now let's see. She also wishes to lead a calm and quiet life in a tower like that of Rapunzel, with nobody to disturb her. This was. She also imagined herself to lead a life of Rapunzel. This is the picture of Rapunzel. This is the picture of Rapunzel. You might be knowing this is another character taken from fairy tale. Okay, Rapunzel, who was caught by a witch. Alright, and she was kept in this tower. In this tower. Dear scholar, there is a silence. Okay, she wants what? Silence, peace. So she wished to live in tower like Rapunzel. She imagined herself Rapunzel. She thought that she is Rapunzel. Like sometime we wish that, you wish that, everybody wish that, oh, I had been Rapunzel. She also used to think that. Alright, dear scholar, what's the reasons she used to, she wants to live in this tower? She wants what? Peace. Alright, dear scholar, now moving on, next slide. Next slide. Central idea of the poem. Central idea of the poem. Let's read. The poem deals with the upbringing of a small child, Amanda. It highlights the struggle faced by the child. Poet Robin Klein makes an important point that a child should never be denied freedom. Dear scholar, the poem about a young girl, Amanda. The poem deals with upbringing of a small child. Dear scholar, it's me. The poem focuses on what focus? The poem focuses training of a small child, or you could say educating of a small child. The child name is here Amanda. Alright. It highlights the struggle faced by the child Amanda. Poet Robin Klein makes an important point that a child should never be denied freedom. This scholar, a child should never be denied freedom. Freedom is essential for the child growth. Love and care is necessary for child growth, or you could say child development. Alright, dear scholar, you must have listened. Excess of everything is bad. Alright, we should never again and again scold the child. We must also show the love. Alright, here is written. Though it is parents who are responsible for proper upbringing of their child, but that should not make a child feel trapped. Dear scholar, this is parents' responsibility. Okay, must care the child. Child should be cared by the parents. Alright, but what proper care? Okay, proper education. Okay, here we are talking about educating of a small child. The poem focuses on educating, or you could say training of a small child, the child Amanda. Alright, and child, dear scholar, should be free. Okay, so that he or she could make progress in her life. Now next para. A young girl, Amanda, feels her life is full of struggle. With no freedom, her parents keep judging her and correcting all her mistakes, which does more harm than good, as she now wishes to be an orphan so that she can be free. Dear scholar, a young girl, Amanda, talking about Amanda. Alright, she feels what? Full of struggles. She feels suffocated. She feels there is no relax in the real world, in the physical world. But she finds happiness. She finds relax in her fancy world, fancy life, you could say, or dream life. Okay, this fancy life imagined by Amanda in her own mind. Alright, she feels happiness in her own world. Well, her parents, Amanda parents, keep on judging her, keep on correcting her mistakes, so that, okay, she could learn good habit. While Amanda doesn't like, she feels suffocated, she doesn't feel relaxed, she wants freedom. Alright, dear scholar, now moving on next slide. Next slide. Let's see. Instruction that Amanda didn't like. Okay. Desires of Amanda. Wish of Amanda. Okay, dear scholar, wish of Amanda. Left hand, physical word, instruction given by her parents. And right side, this is fancy word of Amanda, desires of Amanda. Okay, let's read instruction. What were the instruction given by her parents? Dear scholar, well, parents are trying to correct her mistake. Okay, well, they want Amanda to develop good habit or good manner. Alright, dear scholar. Let's read point 1. Don't bite nails. This is instruction given by her parents, probably mom. Okay. You might be knowing, mostly mom is giving instruction to her children or to her child. Alright, dear scholar. Like sometimes we advise you, do this, don't do that, sit properly. We advise you not to make noise. Same is here, Amanda, mother, okay, instructing her. Amanda mother is instructing her. Alright, dear scholar, this is the picture of Amanda and Amanda along with her mother, mom. Alright, first point, don't bite nails. This is said by Amanda mom. Don't hunch soldier. Dear scholar, hunch means upper part of the body. This is okay. Suppose this is the body, upper part. Okay. Hunch means bend. Hunch means bend. Hunch means bend. Okay. That is you are watching. Suppose this is our head and this is the part of the body. And look, this is a bend. This is called hunch. This is called hunch and it is bent downwards. Alright. Now stop slouching and sit up straight. Slouching means called sitting bad posture. Sitting bad posture. Alright. These all are instruction. Okay. Moving on next. Finish homework. Tidy the room. Clean the shoes. Don't eat the chocolate. Look in the eyes when being talked. Don't sulk. Dear scholar, sulk means upset. Don't be moody. Moody means sad. Okay. When your facial expression is down sad, that is called moody. Yes, for these all are instructions given by her mom. Okay, Amanda mom. She doesn't like these all are instructions. Therefore, she goes into fancy word, desires of Amanda. What? Okay, desires of Amanda. Let's read 21. To become mermaid. She wished to live life of mermaid. Alright, dear scholars, she wished to. She imagined herself to be a mermaid. You might be knowing, mermaid is another creature. Half body is human being and half body fish. I wish to show you mermaid. Yeah, this is the picture of mermaid. Okay, her wish to be, okay, to live like mermaid, alone where in the sea and moving slowly. Alright, orphan, this is the picture of orphan, an orphan child. So that she could live alone at a peaceful place without any instruction. She doesn't like instruction. She feels irritated. She is so sad. She is frustrated in the real world. Okay, and she is happy in her fancy world. Desires of Amanda, we are reading. To be an orphan, her wish is also, okay, to live like orphan child live. Alright, she imagined herself to be and of a child, so that she may not have any guardian to give her strict instruction. Moving on next, to become Rapunzel. She would be happy even in a secluded and prison-like place where she will not have anybody to instruct her. Let's repeat. She would be happy even in a secluded and prison-like place. Dear scholar, she imagined herself to be a mermaid, and often she also wishes to live life of Rapunzel in a tower. Alright, so that nobody could disturb her. So that nobody could disturb her. Alright, dear scholar. Now, moving on next slide. Now, dear scholar, this is the poem. This is the poem. Alright, dear scholar. Stanza 1. Let's read stanza 1. Now, in the first stanza, the poet said, "Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulder, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda." Dear scholar, this is stanza 1. Alright. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Dear scholar, in this stanza, the poet said that Amanda's mother is speaking to her. Amanda's mother giving instruction. Okay. Instructions, don't bite. What nails? Alright. Let's see first what meaning hunch. Dear scholar, this is the pose of hunch. The upper body bent. This is called hunch. To bend the upper body forward, this is hunch. Her mother asked, Amanda's mother asked not to bite her nails, sit properly, okay, and not to hunch shoulder. Hunch means what, dear scholar? This. You all might be knowing this is the bad habit. Amanda's mother asked to sit straight properly. Alright, dear scholar. Otherwise, it creates problem in the body posture. Alright, dear scholar. Well, Amanda mother, wants to develop good manner and good habit in her. Let's read explanation. In the above lines, Amanda is getting instructed. Dear scholar, who is giving instruction? Mom. Okay. Instruction most probably by her parents for not biting nails and for sitting lazily with her shoulder bent. The tone of the instruction here is not a friendly one. Dear scholar, the poet said that these all are instructions given by Amanda's mother. Amanda's mother asked her what? Not to bite nails, sit properly. Okay. Sit properly. What? Straight. Sit up straight. Don't hunch your shoulder. Not to sit hunching, bending style like this is the posture. Okay. Slouching means sitting in a bad posture. Actually, her mother asked her not to sit like this. So she said, stop slouching and sit up straight. Alright, dear scholar. Dear scholar, do you know who is the speaker of this line? Amanda. Sorry. Who is the speaker of this line? Mother. Her parents. Amanda's parents. Alright, dear scholar. Look at the first stanza divided into two parts. Let's see second part. The second part of this stanza has bracket. As you are watching a bracket. Second part of the stanza divided into how many parts? Two parts. First part is this. First part has no brackets, okay, and the second part has brackets. Okay, they reveal inner thoughts of Amanda. Okay, these lines, above lines, okay, reveals these are the pure thoughts of Amanda. Okay, how does Amanda react when her mother, okay, is instructing her? In the first part of this stanza, Amanda. This, okay, in the first I said this stanza has two parts, first part and second part. The first part has no bracket, okay. These are full of instruction given by her mom. And the second part has brackets, okay. They reveals inner thought of Amanda, pure thoughts of Amanda. How does Amanda react? Let's follow. In this stanza, we'll see reaction of Amanda. Alright. There is language emerald sea, where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting peacefully. These color, these all, okay, these lines are given within brackets, okay. What is this? Thoughts of Amanda. Okay, let's see word meaning. Language. Language, it means peaceful. Emerald, green. Emerald here refers green. Green color. Alright. Drifting means moving slowly. Blissfully means happily. Well, Amanda. These lines show Amanda now goes into her imaginative world that is imagined in her own mind. Alright, imagine her own mind. In this stanza, okay, we'll see reaction of Amanda. Okay, there is a languid emerald sea. This color, Amanda imagine herself to be a mermaid. This is the picture of mermaid. Alright. Amanda uses her imagination as an escape point from day-to-day commands of her parents. This scholar, in the first stanza, first part, okay, we see that Amanda mother, okay, or you could say Amanda parent, nagging her. Okay, what? Nagging her. She's asking to Amanda, do this, don't do that. So Amanda, okay, gets irritated. She feels suffocated. She doesn't feel relaxed. Therefore, she goes into, or you could say she withdraws. She withdraws. She goes into her imaginative world. Okay, imagination world. Okay, where she feels herself, she imagine herself to be a mermaid. Alone there, where the sole inhabitant is me. She is saying that there is no one. She is single there. She is alone at all. She is alone at all. Alright, yes, scholar. Inhabitant, soul, alone. She is alone. She is a single person where in the sea. Okay, she goes into her fancy world. She feels that she's alone. Where the soul evident is me means she's single. She's alone at all there, and she feel relaxed there. She feel relaxed. She imagine herself to be a mermaid. Okay, drifting blissfully, moving slowly or swimming slowly in the water. Alright, here let's quickly revise it. In the first part of the first stanza we watch, Amanda mother is nagging her. She asks, don't do that, do this, don't bite. nails Amanda. Therefore, she feels suffocated and she goes into her imaginative world. She imagines herself to be a mermaid. And she's alone there. She feels relaxed there. Alright? She finds peace in her very own created world where there are no restraints. She imagines herself to be a joyful mermaid, okay, sailing without any confines alongside soft wave of the green sea. This world of Amanda is blissful place where she wants to be forever. Mermaid is now a symbol of freedom. Dear scholar, as earlier we read that Amanda wants freedom. Amanda wants liberty. Amanda wants relax. Amanda wants what? Peace. She imagines herself to be a mermaid. She doesn't like real world. She like her own imagined world, fancy world, where she feel relaxed, she feel peace, she feel freedom. Alright, dear scholar. Now moving on next slide. Next. Now this is next stanza. Now we see again Amanda mother nagging her, asking her. Amanda mother asks, what asks? Let's see. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told to clean your shoes, Amanda. Dear scholar, as you are watching here, exclamation marks, okay, after the word Amanda. It means what? It means her mother tone is not friendly word. Might be her mother is angry. Alright. Amanda word after there is exclamation mark. Again she listen her name. She feel suffocated. Alright, yes, girl. She's sad. She's so frustrated. Okay. When she listen again and again. Okay. Instruction. Who feels? Girl, young girl, Amanda. Alright, dear scholar. Well, her mother is trying to correct her posture, her behavior. Okay. She wants Amanda. See, dear scholar here, mom. Mother wants Amanda to develop good habit or manner in her. Alright, dear scholar. Like sometimes I say, dear scholar, sit properly. Okay, don't bite your nails. When you bite your nails, it is bad habit, unhygienic. Okay, like same is here. Amanda mother instructing her. Alright, she is correcting her posture. Alright, let's see. Now what she asked, Amanda mother asked, did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told to clean your shoes, Amanda. Again, Amanda is getting instruction. Amanda is now being asked to doing what in a correct way. Let's see explanation. Amanda is now being asked about whether she had finished her homework or tied up or cleaned up room. Dear scholars, here again Amanda is in her physical word, her mother, okay, ask her what she asked, have you finished your homework, Amanda? Who was asking question? Who asked question here? Amanda mother. Okay, who is giving instruction? Amanda mom. Amanda mom asked whether she had done her homework, whether she has cleaned up her room, okay, whether she has cleaned her shoes. Further she asked she had cleaned up her shoes or not. Okay, her name being called again with an exclamation mark so that it shows that what the present seem to be losing their cool and are troubled. Dear scholar, here the exclamation marks after the word Amanda. It shows that Amanda mom, okay, is, okay, which mood? Angry mood. Her tone is authoritative tone, not friendly tone. Whose tone? Amanda. Okay, Amanda mom. Alright, dear scholar. In this stanza, Amanda asked for what? Whether she had cleaned her room or not. Whether she had finished her homework or not. Alright. Who is the speaker of this lines, dear scholar? Mother, her parents. Dear scholar, this is not clear who is the speaker, but probably, mostly, often mom give lot of instruction. Okay, so we determine that might be her mom is here giving instruction. Actually, she is trying to correct her mistakes. Alright, but Amanda feels no relax. She again goes into fancy word. Alright, this one. Let's see next slide. Dear scholar, as watch carefully here, the lines are given within a brackets. The lines are given within a brackets. Brackets it means what? They reveals inner thoughts of Amanda, pure thoughts of Amanda. Alright. Who is the speaker of these lines? Amanda. Not Amanda mom. Who is the speaker? Amanda. Okay. This is the picture of Amanda. Okay. Her wish what? To live like an orphan child. Her wish to play without slippers and make different pattern. Let's read. Poem. I'm an orphan roaming the streets. Okay. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. This color, bare feet means without slippers. Actually, while you are watching, there is no slipper. This girl has no slipper. Without slipper is standing. She is standing here. The silence is golden. The freedom is sweet. This girl in this stanza will see reaction of Amanda. Whose reaction? Reaction of Amanda. This one in the first part or stanza divided into two parts. First part has no bracket and the second part has bracket. It means Amanda is the speaker. Amanda is imagine herself in this stanza. Alright. There is inner thought. Okay. Pure thoughts of Amanda. Let's see what happened in this stanza. I'm an orphan. Okay. Orphan you might be knowing. A child who doesn't have parents. Explanation. Amanda is again lost into her own world. Dear scholar, Amanda again goes to in her own designed world. She has designed, okay, fancy word in her own mind, and she feel relaxed in her fancy world. Okay, in her fancy world. After getting a fresh list of instructions from her parent, she wishes to be away from this daily routine life. Dear scholar, she doesn't like routine life. Her routine life. Reason what? Actually, she is being instructed by her mom. Don't do this, don't do that. Sit properly. Don't bite your nose. Okay, so these all are instructions. She is listening and she is getting frustrated. She is so frustrated. She is fed up. She is very sad. She doesn't like the real world. Okay. So again, she withdraws into her imaginative world. And what she thinks that? She thinks Amanda perceives herself as an orphan, roaming on the streets, moving aimlessly without any purpose. She seems happy as she draws patterns using her bare feet. Dear scholar, bare feet. This is the bare feet without slippers, no shoes. Alright. She feels I'm an orphan. I have I don't have parents. Actually, she goes into her imaginative world, into her fancy world, and she feels relaxed there. And she also imagine herself. Okay, what is imagine, dear scholar? She, okay, she feels that she is making pattern, different pattern. Actually, she is free in her own world, imaginative world, in her fancy world. No instruction are there. Okay, there is no instruction. Okay, this called Amanda wants freedom. Amanda wants what? Freedom, liberty. And she feel relaxed in her imaginative world. Where? In her own world. Alright, dear scholar. And she is very happy in her imaginative world. Well, she draw different pattern. Okay. Like you are watching, this is pattern drawn by bare feet without slipper. Okay. Sometimes when you play, okay, in the dust, okay, how do you feel? You feel happy. Okay. Same here, Amanda feels happy in her own world. Imagine world. Alright, dear scholar. Because in her imagine word, fancy word, they, okay, no instructions are there. Alright. Now moving on next. Alright. Next. Next stanza. Now once again we'll see, okay, instruction of Amanda mother. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? This quarrel. Now again here we are talking about physical word. Physical word where Amanda's mother is instructing her. Alright, Amanda's mother wants to develop good habit. Let's see explanation. Amanda is stopped by her parents from eating a chocolate as previously that had caused her acne. Acne means, dear scholar, pimple. Alright. Okay, Amanda is still lost in her own thought. In her own thought. Well, Amanda is still lost in her own thoughts and doesn't care enough to look up to her scolding parents. This carelessness further angers the parents and they ask for her attention when she is being scolded. She is being scolded. Stop. Alright. This one again. Okay. Here, Amanda's mother, what asked? She said that she asked her not to eat chocolate. Okay. This is not good for health. Okay. Dear scholar, this is also cause of pimples. Alright. Okay. Again, when her mother speaks to her, Amanda goes into her fancy world. She engrossed, she is busy in her imagine word, fancy word that is, okay, imagined by or created by Amanda in her own mind. She has created her own mind. She has created her own word that is imagine word, fancy word where she feels relaxed because there she doesn't get any instruction. Nobody is there. Nobody could scold her because she is alone at all in her imaginative world. Alright, dear scholar. Now moving on next. Now in this stanza, dear scholar, as you are watching, lines are given within brackets. They reveal inner thought of Amanda. Who is the speaker of this line? Of these lines? Amanda. In this stanza, we'll see Amanda's reaction. How does Amanda react? after getting instruction. Let's read stanza. Rapunzel, I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I'll certainly never let down my pride here. Dear scholar, again Amanda, again Amanda. She imagined herself. What? What she imagined, dear scholar? She imagined that she is Rapunzel. This is the picture of Rapunzel. Okay. You might be knowing the story of Rapunzel. Dear scholar, Rapunzel is another character taken from fairy tale. Actually, what happened? Once a witch. Okay. See, Rapunzel was caught by witch. Okay. And she was kept here in this tower. Alright. Amanda wishes what? To be Rapunzel. She imagined herself that she is Rapunzel. And she lives in tower. Rapunzel, she had long hair, golden hair. Okay. This scholar who is imagined here? Amanda. Imagine that. She imagines that she is who she is Rapunzel and she lives in a tower. Tranquil means peaceful. And she doesn't have care. She wishes that. What she wishes that? She had long hair and she will never let down means she will never put down her hair. Why? Actually, she thought that if she put her down, golden hair down, might be her mother can come by climbing her hair. Actually, in this story, Rapunzel had long hair and that witch used to come by climbing her hair in this tower. She wishes herself to live in the tower. There is peace. There is no trouble. Okay. She pictures herself to be the long golden hair Rapunzel who lived in a castle and had no care about anything. Amanda imagined that the life of Rapunzel must have been very peaceful and fantastic in the tower. But she is unwilling to let her hair down. She doesn't want any other person with her. Guess what? She doesn't want any person with her. Why? She wants freedom. She wants peace. She doesn't like anyone. Alright? Amanda wanted to live free and happy. She doesn't want her peace to be disturbed by anyone. She wants what dear scholar? Peace. She wants liberty. She wants freedom. So that she wants to live alone. Alone at all in the tower. Alright. Moving on next. The next stanza. Again here. Mother is giving instruction. Mother is speaking to her daughter. What she said? Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Dear scholar, this is the physical word. Here the poet points physical word where Amanda mother instructing her. Alright. Nagged means scolding, or you could say if somebody again giving you instruction, giving you order, that is called nags. Okay, someone saying do this, don't do that, again saying somebody something, that is called nag. Alright. Well, dear scholar, you might be knowing that mother is scolding. Actually, mother is not scolding. Okay, like you have mom, your mom, what she wants? She wants to develop what? Good habit. Like this Amanda mother, she is trying to correct her posture, her habit. Alright, dear scholar. Sulking means to be upset. Let's see explanation. This is the picture of Amanda along with her mother. The parents keep instructing Amanda on the do's and don'ts. But Amanda remains lost in her own dream. Amanda again goes to her own fancy world. Where she feels relaxed. The parents believe that Amanda is not reacting because she is annoyed. Amanda behavior has made parents look bad and they are worried about their image. This scholar parent thought that her mom thought that she said you always moody. It means what moody in this scholar you could say sad, disappointed, sad. Okay, so she was saying not to make your face so long, means sad face. Otherwise, anyone would think that okay, that I had nagged you, I had scolded you. Alright, yes, well, she was what suggesting to her daughter. Now moving on, next. Dear scholar, this is extract. Well, dear scholar, let's quickly revise it. The previous. Dear scholar, Amanda poem. Okay, talking about Amanda. Amanda. She might be 9 or 10 years. Okay, school going girl, or you could say might be 13 or 14 years old girl, school going girl, and she is getting instruction by her mom, by her parents. Okay, well, her parents, they are trying to correct her posture, they are trying to correct her habit. They want Amanda to develop good habit or good manner. Alright, dear scholar. Now moving on next slide. Dear scholar, if someone advise you do this, don't do that, not to feel bad. Somebody advising you why for your benefit, so that you could make progress in your life. Alright, dear scholar. Let's see next slide. Next slide is extract. Question 1. Dear scholar, extract means para. Let's read. Don't bite your nail, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulder, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight. Dear scholar, here Amanda mother is speaking to Amanda. She is trying to correct her posture, her habit. She asked what? She asked her not to bite nail, sit properly, not to bend your shoulders. Okay, shoulder this one. Okay, this is bad habit. Slouching means sitting in a bad posture. She said she was asking, okay, to sit in a good posture. So let's moving on question. The speaker wants Amanda what? Answer, to learn good habits. Next, the speaker is here Amanda's mother. Right? The word from the passage which mean the same as erect is straight. Okay. Amanda mother instructed her what? Sit properly. Erect. Erect means straight. Alright. Who is the poet? You might be knowing Robin Klein. Alright, dear scholars. Klein. Klein. Alright, dear scholar. Now moving on next slide. Next slide. Extract. Stop that sulking at once. Amanda. Dear scholar, this is the picture of Amanda along with her mom. Okay. Amanda mom asked her, okay, don't get upset. Sulking is upset. Okay. And not to make your face sad face. Otherwise, anybody would think I had nagged you, I had scolded you. I have scolded you. Moving on question, who is the speaker of these lines? Amanda parents. Okay, is the speaker in these lines. What kind of a girl Amanda? Amanda was a girl who loved freedom. She wants what? Freedoms. Moving on next question. Did the speaker rebuke her? Rebuke means scolded. The speaker didn't rebuke her but pointed out certain habit of her. Discouraged. Amanda's mother is trying to correct her posture, her habit. Really, she is not scolding her, she is advising her. Okay. The next question, which word in the passage means the same as bending? Sulking. Sulking means bending. Alright, dear scholar. Now moving on next. Dear scholar, sulking, bending. Which word in the passage means the same as bending? The word is hunch. The word is hello. Hello, dear scholar. Actually, there is an error. I have corrected. Okay. Let's repeat D. Okay. Actually, D sentence, D question was error. I have corrected. Now let's repeat it. Which word in the passage means the same as bad temper? The answer is sulky. D is called bad temper means upset or angry. Alright. Now moving on next. The next extract is there is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. This is called blissfully. Blissfully means happily. Blissfully means happy. Blissfully, F-U. L-Y. Okay, dear scholar. This is extract. Let's see what happened in this extract. Dear scholar, this is here we watch. Imagine word of Amanda. Amanda imagined herself to be a mermaid. Okay, she imagined herself that she is a mermaid and she will live alone, at all alone. She is a single person and she drifts, she moves slowly in the sea and she is happy, she feels relaxed. Right? Question, who is me? Okay, omit the in the these line. Okay, who is me here, dear scholar? Who is me in this line? Amanda. Amanda is me. Alright? Because she imagined herself to be a mermaid. Next question, what does Amanda desires? Sole inhabitant. This is the question. Answer, desire to be a mermaid. Okay. Which word in the extract means the same as relax? Blissfully. She feel relaxed, she feel happy, she feel happiness. Alright, scholar. Emerald green sea. What is the color of the sea? Green. Emerald. Okay. Emerald refers to green color. Alright, dear scholar.